Hey y'all, welcome back to this week's episode of AMA Friday with Amy Miller, Recruiting in Yoga Pants. Let's see if we can get through this week without swearing. I'm not feeling good about my chances, but we're going to try. All right, so we're going to bust some biased myths here, but I'm also going to give you a couple of tips to consider because you and I both know that we are walking around in a world with a bunch of lunatics. And there are unfortunately going to be unfortunate people in places of authority that they do not belong in that may be making stupid decisions based on their own dumb biases. So knowing that they walk among us, we're going to talk about how to not give them ammunition. All right. 2 topics we're going to cover. Email domains and typos. Start with the email domain. There has for many years been this kind of conventional wisdom out there that Gmail is like super techy, new, young, hip, fun. And if you don't have Gmail, you're like a square, man. Do they still say that? Oh, no, that would be Ohio. If you're using anything but Gmail, skibbity riz. I don't know what that means. I like to shout it at my 19-year-old. He loves it. Anyway, whatever. So this is like this archaic, 20-year-old belief, right? And look, I'm not kidding when I say 20 years old. I got my Gmail account in 2005. You had to be invited. It was still in beta. It was not publicly available to everyone until 2007. I looked it up, okay? And I know it was 2005 because it was right when I started a new job and one of the recruiters that I was working with had some invitations and she sent me one. So yes, it was absolutely 2005. Do not argue with me about this. I didn't work at that company that long. So fast forward, a few years later, and Gmail is like the cool, hot, techie. If you were anybody in tech, you had a Gmail address. I mean, my mom had Gmail before she died. She was a housekeeper. Super techie. Super young. See the sense? I mean, like that tracks, right? Like Gmail obviously means something, right? Clearly. My dad has Gmail. Yeah. Super techie. Super young. Yeah. That logic stands. You guys are weird. It's just, if it wasn't so like frustrating on behalf of job seekers who are already dealing with enough, I would probably split a side muscle laughing at you for believing that. Seriously, like it is comical in a like bless your heart kind of way. Unfortunately, it actually really does hurt job seekers, which makes me mad. So I'm not going to laugh at you. I'm going to be very angry at you, and we're not friends. So what is a job seeker to do? Look, if it's me, I don't care. I'm going to use the email that I like. I'm going to, if I have a Hotmail account that's just my standard email, or I don't care. I don't care. As a recruiter, I don't care. I cannot tell you how much I simply do not care. I am very angry I have to talk about it because it's that stupid and such a complete and utter waste of all of our time. But here we are. So does the domain matter? No. Here's what often comes up, though, in that conversation. Well, yeah, it's fine. I mean, okay, Yahoo's fine, but Amy, what if their email is like sexybaby69@yahoo.com? Do you understand the difference between a username and a domain? Do you know that they're not the same? What if it's sexybaby69@gmail? Is that okay because they're young and techie? They're different conversations. The fact that I have to explain this is like embarrassing. The secondhand embarrassment with the recruiting profession is so real, you guys. I just want to like be like Mr. Incredible and run around and say they're not affiliated with me. You remember that scene? Anyway. So job seekers, I don't care about your domain. Do whatever you want. I will say, this is just a good idea anyway for your own sanity. Create a job search email. Create an email in the domain of your choice. I literally do not care. Your job search email should be simple, should be work appropriate, should be something you could tell your grandma without blushing. Okay? It should be hire Amy Miller at yahoo.com. Don't take that. I might need that. But something like that, your name, whatever. Like that's how I would do it. I would actually go and create a new, because, oh my God, my 20-year-old Gmail is so full of spam. That's why I have a newer Outlook email so that I can actually get important emails. Because Gmail's toast. It's, ugh. And also, I don't like the new features. It's very annoying. I don't like the filters. And can I also tell you, side note, in my day job, Gmail is the one that we have problems with. I have a lot of candidates call me like, I never got it. Check your spam folder. Oh, there it is. Thanks, Google. So no, please do not tell me that Gmail is somehow the best of the best and the end all be all. It's not. It causes me problems every day, personally and professionally. Anyway, so create a professional username, domain of your choice. Nobody important or smart or even with two brain cells rubbed together cares. Do what you like, but make it not inappropriate. Would your grandma blush? Would my grandma blush? Probably not. She was snarky. Potty mouth like nobody's business. Maybe that's not a good analogy. Anyway, would your pastor blush? Would you give that email address to a priest? Maybe that's a good filter. Totally weak, Alrighty, so that's the email. Let's talk about typos. This is another hot topic. I will concede that depending on the role, depending on the expectations, depending on the volume, there are so many variables here. Typos might be a killer. I don't personally think they should be. I think recruiters have an obligation. This is my personal opinion. Recruiters have an obligation that if we're catching a typo, freaking let somebody know. Seriously. It will take you 30 seconds to fire off a note and be like, hey, FYI, I reviewed your resume, unfortunately not a fit for this particular role. The typo was not the problem, but I do want to let you know there was one. Do somebody a freaking solid, okay? It is not hard to be a good human. Well, it's hard for some of you, but in general, I would hope it's not that hard to be a good human. If somebody has a great resume, but there's a typo, call them up. Hey, thank you for applying. Love your background. Thanks for sending this over, whatever. I want to get it in front of the hiring manager right away. Can I make this adjustment for you real quick? If you want to fix it, send it back to me. Cool. You're going to want to probably fix that before you apply anywhere else. But I'm happy to do a quick edit. Is that okay? Whatever. Or have them do it. Doesn't matter. I don't care. Give somebody a freaking heads up. All right? That there's a typo. Honestly. I've had numerous times over the years, someone message me on LinkedIn and tell me that one of my job descriptions had a typo. How embarrassing is that? Do you know how many people approve those job postings? And none of us caught it. So if you think for 1 minute I'm going to allow this typo, drama to get in the way of a good hire, you out of your mind. I make mistakes. I appreciate an opportunity to fix those mistakes, and job seekers will too. Now, job seekers, not every recruiter is going to agree with me there. I hear the pitchforks pounding the pavement. I don't care. Here's what I need you to do. Hand your resume to a friend. Email it to them, even if they have a Yahoo email address. Hand it to somebody, print it out, give it to somebody, hand them a red pen. Can you please go through this and see if there's any mistakes? You need a second, maybe even a third set of eyes on this. I know when I'm like writing a doc or working on something, I will make mistakes. Like it starts to all, like the words start to all run together and I'm tired of looking at it and I'm tired of editing it, and spell check doesn't catch everything. Spell check does not catch manger because that's a word, you know. So you meant manager. Word doesn't know that. You're not getting a red squiggly line. Give it to a friend. Give it to a colleague. Give it to a trusted advisor, family member. Can you just go over this a couple times with a fine-tooth comb? Let me know if I have any typos, any glaring grammar issues, anything that's not clear, anything that doesn't make sense. And that gives you an opportunity to catch those mistakes and fix them before you start applying. Okay? I cannot tell you that typos are not going to be a deal breaker. There are going to be like copywriter positions or, oh God help us if they want attention to detail. That's everybody's most popular, favorite, freaking useless term. They might use that as an excuse. I don't like it either. I totally disagree. I fundamentally disagree with that mindset, but I also know that it exists. So, review. Have a trusted friend review, and use an email username that you can share with your pastor. All right, friends. I hope that helps. I think I got through it without swearing. Did I swear? I don't think I swore. Please clap. It was not without difficulty. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your week, your weekend, whatever. I've lost track of what day it is, and I will see you next week.